Welcome to Econ 317. In this video, we will go over a suggested solution to the review question for midterm 2. And this question is the ISLM equation. So first let me write down the IS equation, which is given as y equal to a over 1 minus b minus g over 1 minus b times I. Remember, y is the national GDP. In equilibrium, interest rate I is the interest rate. And here A is the aggregate of all the exogenous variable. So aggregate of exogenous variables. 1 minus b is the marginal propensity to save, and G is the investment sensitivity to the interest rate. Investment sensitivity to the interest rate. Okay, that's the IS equation. The LM equation is given as y equal to m0 over k plus L over k times the interest rate. Here k and L are, this is the income sensitivity, so income, and interest, L is the interest sensitivity of money demand. M0 is the real money balance, and in our case we can also see this LM equation could be simplified by multiplying both sides by k. K is appearing in the denominator, so I can first, let me write down the LM equation. L over k times I, and I multiply both sides by k. So now I have k times y on the left hand side. M0 over k times k is M0 plus Li over k times k is L times I. So we can use this expression, and it is given that B is 0.7, which gives us 1 minus B, the marginal propensity to save, is 0.3. G is given to be 90. A is given to be 250. K is 0.25. L is 200 and M0 is 176. Given this expression, as you can see from the question itself, that the IS equation could be simplified by applying all the parameter values as y equal to 300i plus 836. No, y plus 300i equal to 836. Now let me rewrite it. Y plus 300i equal to 836. That's our IS equation. The LM equation is written as 0.25y minus 200I is 176. And now we have to solve these two equations to find out the equilibrium value of y and I. So let me rewrite the expressions again. So I have y plus 300I equal to 836.25y minus 200I equal to 176. Y is the GDP, I is the interest rate, and these are two equations, two unknowns. Each term y and I appear linearly. So these are two simultaneous system of linear equations, and we should be able to solve given that the number of unknowns are equal to the number of equations. And there are multiple ways of solving these equations. The way I will do is I will simplify the expressions such that we have only one unknown after the simplification, so that one unknown, one equation could be solved easily. For that, one can notice if I multiply the second equation by 4 and subtract from the first equation, then y term will cancel out. So let me do this. So I will write the first equation as it is, 836. This is our first equation. The second one, I need to multiply both sides of this expression by 4. So 4 times 0.25 is 1. So 1 times y we do not write. Minus 200 times 4 is minus 800i. On the right hand side of the equal sign, I have 4 times 176, which turns out to be 704. And just to clarify, this is what we have done. The second equation has been multiplied by 4, and this is what we obtained. Now I can go ahead and subtract this second equation. So from the first, so I change the sign of each terms in the second equation and add. That's the way we subtract the equations, and you can see y minus y, they cancel out. 300i. Now the second term is plus 800i. So all I have got is 1100i. On the right hand side of the equation, 836 minus 704 turns out to be 132. Given this, now I have one equation, one unknown. It is easy to solve. I can divide both sides by 1100. So I by itself on the left hand side, 132 over 1100. We can check it is the 132 is divisible by 11. So I have 100 in the denominator, and then the numerator is 12. So I got 12 over 100 gives me the interest rate I to be 0.12, which is 12%. Given this interest rate I, now I can go back to any one of the two equations and plug in the value of I to obtain y. So let me use the first one. Y plus 300i equal to 836. So y plus 300 times 0.12 equal to 836 or y plus 300 times 0.12 is 36, which means I will subtract 36 from both sides to obtain the value of y. What I have got is y on the left hand side, 836 minus 36 is 800. So the equilibrium GDP y star is 800. The equilibrium interest rate, again I star, is 0.12, which is 12%. And this is a good point to stop.